All right. So I don't know if I have anybody in Canada in the chat, but I heard y'all was talking crap. I heard y'all was laughing at us in the US because of these tariffs. But ha ha, joke's on you. High five. Yeah, Canada, you about to get it too. You about to get the delays too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all my brothers and sisters up there in Canada. But Nintendo Switch, uh the two Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders are also getting delayed in Canada. Dang, man, dang. But they said it wasn't about the tariffs. They said it wasn't about the tariffs. Just remember, y'all. They said it wasn't about the tariffs. The tariffs aren't affecting anything because Nintendo already got their Switches done and manufactured, and it's going to stay the same price, and nothing's going to affect it. Maybe later on, but right now, I'm like, bro, I know that we're all not experts on this. I'm not an economist. Like, I don't claim to be, I don't claim to know everything about the world. But again, I can use logical sense and be like, hey, maybe this will have an effect on this because this stuff is happening way too fast. Again, things can change tomorrow. So I could be right today and wrong tomorrow. I don't want to be right about this stuff. But unfortunately, this is where we're at right now, and we can't make the decisions. All right, so we just have to go with what we have right now, and right now things are not looking good for us. One, getting a Nintendo Switch 2, and two, getting it at a decent price, because things could just skyrocket. I keep telling people that when they sell these consoles, it's not just Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. When they sell these consoles, when they manufacture them and sell them, they're selling them at a loss. Almost every console that is sold is getting sold at a loss. So, what will make you think that any company who has to deal with tariffs coming into the US or anywhere else will be like, hey, we're just going to eat that cost? No, they are going to transfer that cost immediately, directly to the consumer, which is us. They don't care. They're not gonna be like, hey man, y'all get a pass for this one, but for the next one, y'all got no. They're going to do it at the beginning. They're going to do it at the beginning because what sense would that make? I want to just ask y'all from a business standpoint. Let's put y'all in the shoes of Nintendo. Let's put y'all in the shoes of Nintendo. If you were Nintendo at this very point in time, and you had Agent Orange over there like, nah, we gonna hit you with a 50% tariff. Do you think that you would be like, hey, we are going to sell the Nintendo Switch 2 at this price right here, but the later ones we're going to sell at another price? No. If you're a business, you're going to be like, no, we are going to wait and see if these stick. If they do, we are going to charge y'all what the new price is. It's going to be the new price, okay? I understand that they have revealed the prices for everywhere around the world, but those are going to change, unfortunately. I don't think they're going to give us a pass. If they do, cool, but it's still going to be looking a little weird. It's like, hey, if you got in right now, cool, but then they're delaying the pre-order. So again, you can't even get a pre-order at this time at a locked in price. Like, a lot of stuff is just changing, man. A lot of stuff is just changing. So I just want y'all to understand. I just want y'all to understand that and stop denying it, because we're in like super denial right now because we haven't dealt with anything of this magnitude before. Tariffs have always been a thing, but at a very, very small capacity where it like barely affected us. Now there is a good chance that if this stuff sticks and the other countries don't bow down and kiss the ring and bend the knee, that we're going to have to be dealing with inflated prices on top of whatever other inflation that we're dealing with now. So, anyways, let's talk about this article. So again, we're going to focus on Canada right now, but the US has already caught this. So Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders in Canada were set to begin at 12:01 Eastern time on April 9th, which will be, as of this recording, tomorrow in some stores. Unfortunately, players across the country will have to wait as Nintendo has delayed pre-orders for the console in the country at the last minute. Um, So pre-order for Nintendo Switch 2 in Canada will not start on April 9th in order to align with the timing of pre-orders to be determined in the US, which again, I mean, it makes sense from a regional standpoint because Canada is right there. So it wouldn't make sense to be like, hey, Canada, y'all could do pre-orders early, but the US can't, which they're really, we're the ones who they're really beefing with. So unfortunately, Canada they just caught a stray. I'm sorry. They just caught a stray. It is what it is. But since y'all are in North America, y'all caught a stray. So I would assume that Mexico probably will get hit too. I haven't heard anything about Mexico yet, but Mexico might get hit. You never know. Because again, they're in the same region. So, if it hits them, it hits them. But again, they're trying to make sure that it's all aligned here. They're just playing the wait and see game. They're going to see where we're at and maybe a couple more weeks. And if things don't change, then we'll have to see. We'll have to see. So it says that Nintendo will provide updated information at a later date, and they're still sticking to June 5th being the launch date. So that has not changed yet, but again, that could be subject to change as well. That could be subject to change. But if they stick to that date, these tariffs don't change, then there could be a good possibility that the prices will change as they make their way into our region. All right. So it sucks. Nobody wants to hear about this, especially gamers, but this may be the unfortunate reality that we have to live in. And it sucks. I mean, again, I've been saying this even in the last rant I had, but I'm like, who wants to pay more? Like, are y'all like, am I in like a weird alternate reality where people are actually willing to pay more and like y'all are championing this? Like, no. No, 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 no. I want to pay less. I want to have some money in my pocket. Okay. I want to have some money in my pocket. So to continue on with this, so in Canada, their Canadian dollar is more than it is here, or charge more for it. So Nintendo Switch is currently priced at 629 CAD for the base system and 699 CAD for the Mario Kart World Bundle. So just to compare, the US is 450. That's the original price that they announced. 450 for the Switch 2, 499 for the bundle with Mario Kart World. And of course, the article says it's currently unknown if there could be any change of pricing to the system in the country, or if it will just be, as the company said, to align with US plans. So that's that, man. I'm sorry, Canada. I do sincerely apologize. Again, it was not my decision. I know y'all don't like us right now, but please don't be mad at the entire US. Just be mad at Trump and that terrible government that's being run right now as to why y'all called astray and why y'all cannot do pre-orders tomorrow. I am sorry. I am sorry. Like, I need to talk to my Nintendo plug. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. All right. More Nintendo news. Nintendo addressed the Nintendo Switch 2 game prices. So we're just going to continue with Nintendo news because it's a lot. Since April 2nd's big Nintendo Switch 2 showcase, the talks around the new console has been about its features, specs, or even release date. Rather, the focus has been on the price of the Nintendo Switch 2 itself, as well as the game prices. So as you know, everybody went into a stink about not so much the Nintendo Switch 2, but the price that was listed for Mario Kart World. Okay. IGN had to sit down with the Nintendo VP and product and player experience, Bill Trinen. He was asked about the pricing decisions by the company. Right off the bat, Trinen justified the decision. He justified the decision to charge $80 for Mario Kart World due to the game's value to players. This has been the argument. All the people that have been defending games like this, GTA 6, this has been their main argument. Oh man, I would gladly pay $100 because of the value of the game. And I kept telling people the value of a game is perceived value. You may think that one game has a lot of value, has a lot of content in it. I may not think so. Okay, so it is perceived value. But the more that you talk about this, the more that you champion paying more than $70 for a video game because you think it's going to have a lot of value, then you're going to get more comments like this and you're going to justify it. They're going to get validation for charging more than $70 for a video game. I continue to tell y'all, but y'all don't want to listen. It started as a joke talking about the broke boys. Now it's going to be a reality here too. So they're doubling down. They're saying that Mario Kart World is going to have a lot of value. Oh, is the value just because you can drive around to your next destination because it's more of an open world type of thing? Is that what you're saying, Nintendo? Because again, I love Mario Kart. I love Mario Kart. My whole family loves Mario Kart. But do I really want to justify the extra $10? Like, am I going to get anything else with it? Am I going to get some free DLC? Maybe it's also free DLC. Maybe it would be that, but Nintendo don't do free anything. They don't do free anything. So where is the actual value here? I wonder. But I'm thinking just from initial looks at the previews that they're saying the additional value is coming from just because you can drive around from one place to another. Okay. Let's continue on with the quotes here. I would say it's less about the strategy of pricing Mario Kart World. It's more just whenever we look at a given game, we just look at what is the experience and what's the content and what's the value. Again, all the things that I'm like arguing against this VP is saying here. Okay. What's the experience? What's the content? And what's the value? He continues, but honestly, this is the game that is so big and so vast, and you will find so many little things in it to discover. And there's still some other secrets remaining that I think as people end up buying and playing the game, they're going to find this to be probably the richest Mario Kart experience they've ever had. Again, Mario Kart is a very simple game. It's a very simple game. It's one of the premier like party racing games. You get in, you go on the maps, you race, and then you're done. You know, there's really nothing complex about Mario Kart. I'm sorry. It's one of the premier racing games, but there's nothing complex about Mario Kart. So again, it sounds like just because there's this world aspect. Again, are you gonna go around finding secrets and stuff, or is it just really fluff to get you from one racetrack to another? I'm gonna guess the latter, but again, it may be some of the former there too. Again, what are these secrets? What are you collecting? Are you collecting more characters? Or are you collecting different parts for your cars? Like, what are you going to be doing? I wonder. So I would love to know that. I guess we'll find out as we continue on. But again, for me, I'm like, I don't really care about the world aspect. Is it going to blow me away? I highly doubt it, but we'll see. I still don't think it's worth the $80 price tag. But again, they're getting the cojones to say, "Oh man, we put a lot of stuff in this game, so therefore it's worth the $80." I don't know, man. I don't know. On the topic of other Nintendo Switch games, Nintendo Switch games charging $80. The VP again said it's because of the value Nintendo sees in this game for players. So doubling down, he's not just talking about Mario Kart World, talking about everything across the board. It's what their perceived value is for these games. He continues. What I would say is that we just look at each individual game and we look at the content and the value of that game, and then we say, what is the right price for the value of this entertainment? So again, now you're going to see, at least in Nintendo's case, you're going to see them evaluate every game. They're going to evaluate every game, and they're going to be like, hey, do we have a lot of content in here that's worth $80? How many times do you think you're going to say no? You know, this is Nintendo we're talking about. How many times do you think Nintendo is going to say no? We don't think this game is worth $80. This game is worth $70. This game is worth $60. This game is worth $50. Do you think that's going to happen too often? Maybe not. Maybe not. 70 is going to be the lowest that we're going to get, but they're going to get away with charging $80 for a lot more games. I just want y'all to buckle up. You know, regardless of whether they say, oh man, not every game gonna be worth that. I bet you a lot of their flagship titles are definitely gonna be $80. Zelda, Zelda definitely gonna be $80. The next Mario that comes out, that's gonna be $80. And just get ready. Just get ready. All right. And he continues, what I would probably counter to some of that is that really what you're looking at is for the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. That's the physical price for somebody that has not bought the base game. For somebody who has bought Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, the upgrade packs for those are $9.99, which I was hoping they would be. I know they were going to charge for it, but I'm like, please don't charge $20. Please charge $10. Okay. And this is the mindset that they're getting at. Okay, like, all right, if you're already paying $70, and you already bought the Switch game, right? If you already bought the Switch game, you want the Switch 2 version, the upgrade version, then there's that extra $10 for improved graphics, improved frame rate, and some extra things in there. Okay. So this is how they're justifying the $80 price tag. All right. And if you happen to be a Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack member, both of the Zelda upgrade packs are inclusive within that membership. So there is no additional charge for those, but you're already paying for the Plus expansion pack, whatever the heck that is. But I think overall, our general approach is really just focus on what's the content, what's the value, and what's an appropriate price based on that. All right, he continues regarding the $450 price of the console itself. The VP said that it had to spell the wrong do. It had to do with the cost of producing the system alongside the value it brought to players. Which again, he's saying value a lot here in this interview, saying value a lot. IGN made it clear the interview took place prior to Nintendo pulling pre-orders. Okay, all right, cool. So, like I said, I don't like this. I don't like this because what Nintendo is doing here is most certainly going to enable every other company to do the same. I'm telling y'all right now, it's going to enable every other company to do the same because Nintendo gets away with this, which again, there was some backlash, but overall, man, Nintendo fans are very, very loyal. I was actually surprised that they spoke up. You know, all it took was apparently $180 price tag to send people over the edge. I was very surprised because they were definitely in that comment section of that Nintendo Treehouse, and that's all that they were saying in that chat. I was very surprised, but they're still going to buy it. You know, they're still going to buy it at the end of the day because guess what? You want the Nintendo Switch 2, you want to play some Mario Kart. So I don't I don't think that they're going to boycott it. I would highly doubt that they would, but that would be interesting, you know, if they did. But they're not. We all know that they're not. So but again, I find it very interesting that this is happening. Nintendo was speaking out about this, but Microsoft is only gonna be looking like, hey man, all right, y'all just going to evaluate every single game and then determine the price point there. We're gonna do the exact same thing. So if another Last of Us comes out, Last of Us 2 Turbo Edition, they're gonna be like, hey man, we packed this thing full of content, more content than any of the Last of Us 2 games that we brought out. This thing gonna be $80. How many times we gonna do this before people complain and speak up and don't buy it and vote with their wallet? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So just buckle up, man. Buckle up because yeah, like I said, more of these games are gonna be $80 and more companies are gonna do this. It's not just gonna be Nintendo. So and then people are gonna be like, "Oh man, this game is broken. This game doesn't have a lot of content. But I pay $80 for it, man, because I ain't no broke boy. I pay $80 for it." Once the complaining starts about these games not being worth $80 overall, then it's just already too late. It's already too late. So, oh man. So we'll see, man. It's gonna be a lot more of hoping that these games go down in price. Hopefully, these games go on sale. All right. Next Nintendo news. Which is actually we kind of already went over this. I don't want to talk about this one, but last Nintendo news. Nintendo Yakuza, bruh, they are not stopping with their patents. Power World is like public enemy number one, and they're still going. They have not forgotten about Power World, and they have acquired two more anti-Power World patents. Two more. Okay. So let's see what this reads. A new report has revealed that Nintendo has acquired a third anti-Power World patent, and a fourth one is almost about to be granted. Wow. According to a report by GamesFray, Nintendo now has 3 anti-Power Word patents, the first 2 mentioned in the earlier report. The latest one, which is some numbers, was granted on March 11th of this year. It concerns smooth switching between flying and land traversal objects. It was already petty when they filed the first one. And y'all, if y'all forgot, the first one was literally just the throwing of an object to an area, which is essentially catching the Pokemon, or in Power World's case, catching the POW. Okay. So Nintendo filed a patent on that, which is one of the most petty things imaginable. But now this latest patent is literally switching between flying and land traversal objects. This is crazy. Also, Nintendo's request to interview the patent examiner was approved, and it seems a fourth patent will be granted soon. Man. All right. So Nintendo will soon have 4 patents in the US, which could mean a lawsuit could be filed against Pocket Pair soon. The latest approved patent was initially filed in September 2022, but Nintendo has made amendments to it over the years. Nintendo's interview with the USPTO examiner was successful. Out of the 23 patent claims, they made 23. Wow. 23 patent claims. So basically, it sounds like the entire game of Power World, man. The entire game of Power World. Nintendo has been able to add additional requirements to independent and dependent claims. It has dropped 2 claims and made limited changes to a claim. Moreover, Nintendo and the Pokemon Company have added a 24th claim, which talks about interacting with a character that a player either battles with or capture. What? Are you kidding me? What a beast. I was listening to Twisher Manos. I know you got some beats on here. What up? But this is wild. It talks about interacting with a character that a player either battles with or captures. Are you kidding me? That's insane. To continue on, GameFrame believe it is fairly likely that Nintendo and the Pokemon Company will file a patent infringement complaint in the US. However, it is not certain, and depending on how things go in Japan, there's always a chance that the lawsuit will never come. In other news, Pocket Pair CEO came under attack in Japan every day, oh man, when Power Word was released. Also, the game could be released on the Switch too if the console is beefy enough. Oh man, just imagine if that came on the Switch. Oh, this is not looking good for Pocket Pair. I really feel for them. I really feel for them because Nintendo is like really slow burning this. Because y'all remember when Power Word first came out, everybody was like, oh man, they in trouble. They in trouble. Nintendo was like, we're not going to say anything. We're not going to do anything. And then slowly in the background, they were just getting the patents ready, getting them approved, and they're just getting all the evidence. And soon they're going to be like, yep, we're going to hit you with a lawsuit, Pocket Pair, and we're going to say you have infringed on patent 1 through 20, blah, blah, blah. That's crazy, bro. And they're going to win too. Nintendo does not play. They have the most powerful lawyers in the entire world. I believe that. And if not the lawyers, then it's the I'm cutting off this pinky here, and you keep going, and then it's gonna be they gonna get rid of you, and nobody's gonna know that you exist anymore. I'm telling you, Nintendo still has ties to the Yakuza. Don't let them tell you otherwise. They don't play out here. They do not play out here. They're only lucky. They're lucky that they got to go through the legal means. Because if they didn't, it'll be a lot more people missing. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you, it'll be a lot more people missing. Man, it definitely it's wild, man. It's wild. So, Nintendo. All right. More gaming news. Astro Bot scoops up 5 BAFTA awards and dominates the show. So the BAFTA Awards, which I tend to forget about because it's over there in the UK, but they had their game awards today. And trophies were handed out. And sitting on top of the table is Astrobot, one of 2024's most popular titles. They claim no fewer than 5. No, let's hear this. BAFTA Awards, securing the winning spot in some of the most competitive categories, including the prestigious Best Game slot. So it won the Best Game at this award show. It was joined by games like Helldivers 2 and Still Wakes the Deep, both of which landed multiple awards during the show. Astrobot got Best Game, Game Design, family, audio achievement, and animation. Okay. The results of the BAFTA Game Awards in London follow months of similar circumstances for Team Asobi's wonderful platformer. A game called Still Wakes the Deep. Have I heard of Still Wakes the Deep? Still Wakes the Deep. Any of y'all heard about the video game? Because I don't recall this. I do not recall this game.
Aye. Happy New Year to you too, yeah.
To my office. You bring the police to my door? To my ring?
I can sort this, right? I just need time.
Don't you answer me back!
I thought you were smarter than this.
I'm fucking doing my best.
No.
I don't remember ever seeing
you're
this
not
game.
doing your best. What do you know about oil rigs, you roaster?
This like survival war? Huh. Yeah, I don't remember this game. This came out June. Okay, this game came out in June. I don't remember this. Okay, interesting. Okay, and what is it considered? To develop at the Chinese room. It's a Chinese game. Chinese game. Uh, again, what is this? Action game. So it's considered action. Okay, interesting. All right. So yeah, this game Still Wakes the Deep. Also had a nice bid at the BAFTA securing new IP, best new IP, performer in a leading role, and performer in a supporting role. Okay. Helldivers got the award for best music and multiplayer, while Hellblade 2 landed technical achievement and a special nod for Tales of Kenzara. Tales of Kenzara won an award. Okay, received the BAFTA award for Game Beyond Entertainment. Was given the game's backstory. It's deserved through and through. Don't let the anti-woke people hear that. And then Vampire Survivors won Evolving Game, best evolving game. Okay, Vampire Survivors. Belantro got best debut game, and Thank Goodness You're Here. The star-studded and bizarre comedy title won the award for best British game. Okay. All right. So that's that. Just something I want to mention really quick. The BAFTA awards happen. I mean, at least there are other game awards. I do appreciate that there are like other people that are doing award shows. I know we were supposed to do another one, but I think it's too late now. Ethos doesn't want to do it anymore. Yeah, and I'm sad about that. I want to do it again. We did such a good job last year, but yeah, I don't think we're gonna do it again this year. So Still Wakes was done by the Chinese room. They're working on Bloodlines 2. Okay, what up, DX? What up, DX? Welcome. Okay, did you play this game? Because again, I don't this didn't come across my radar last year. Okay, working on Bloodlines 2. All right. But yeah, shout out to them though. Shout out to them. But Astrobot, man, like Astrobot really just scooped up a lot of awards. I'm not mad at it, man. But people really like Astrobot. Vampire Survivors in your backlog. A friend played it. It was a narrative atmospheric game. They really liked it. Okay. All right. I don't think I'll check it out. Maybe too late for me, but it's interesting though. It's interesting. It looked good though, graphically. It definitely looked good, but those aren't my type of games. Those aren't really my type of games.